destruction and consume. Consider this passage from the Apostle Peter. The Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust under punishment for the day of judgment, and especially those for whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. 2 Peter 2:9-10. Notice he highlights not eternal pain but the absence of light, a state of non-existence. Similarly, the prophet Malachi paints a stark picture. For behold, the day is coming, burning like an oven, and all the proud, yes, all who do wickedly will be stubble. And the day which is coming shall burn them up. Malachi 4:1. The imagery is one of complete annihilation, not unending suffering. This stark contrast raises questions. If a loving God seeks reconciliation rather than eternal vengeance, why has this fiery version of hell become the dominant belief? Did centuries of church history embellish and codify ideas that aren't fully grounded in the Bible? Before we hastily dismiss the traditional view, we must examine whether metaphors in the Bible truly align with a place of everlasting conscious torment. Jesus' references to Gehenna, the valley of burning refuse, may be symbolic of judgment, but is endless burning the essence of that judgment? It's important to remember the Bible often uses powerful symbolic language about the consequences of sin. Fire is a recurring motif, representing purification or complete destruction. Could it be that the focus is on permanent cessation of existence for the wicked, rather than eternal punishment? If we want to understand the Bible's true message about hell, we have to start with the language itself. The words most often translated as hell in our English Bibles carry far more nuanced meanings in their original Hebrew and Greek forms. Let's begin with the Hebrew word Sheol. Across the Old Testament, from Genesis to the Psalms, it pops up over 60 times. But rather than exclusively signifying a place of torment, Sheol more broadly means the grave, the shadowy resting place where all the dead, both righteous and wicked, await the resurrection. Think of Jacob overcome with despair at the supposed death of his son Joseph. For I shall go down into the grave Sheol to my son in mourning. Genesis 37:35. Was Jacob anticipating an eternity of fiery reunion with Joseph? Of course not. He saw Sheol as the common grave, a place of deep sorrow, but not a realm of torture. The New Testament equivalent is the Greek word Hades. Intriguingly, we find this applied even to Jesus himself. In Acts 2:27, quoting a psalm, Peter declares, "You will not leave my soul in Hades, nor will you allow your Holy One to see corruption." Clearly, Hades, like Sheol, isn't synonymous with eternal damnation. Even the Christ-awaited resurrection from it. Given his purity and innocence, it is clear that Jesus would not have gone to hell as a place of torment for the ungodly. Another frequently cited term is Gehenna. Jesus used this word, but it's vital to understand its origins. Gehenna was a literal valley outside Jerusalem, known as a dumping ground where refuse burned. It became a potent symbol of judgment and destruction. However, even when Jesus evokes this fiery image, it's often within parables or metaphors, emphasizing the consequences of sin, not painting a literal picture of a flaming subterranean world. The most dramatic image, perhaps, is the lake of fire in Revelation. This terrifying vision is unequivocally linked with the second death, Revelation 20:14. Death, biblically speaking, signifies the cessation of life, an end, not a state of perpetual conscious suffering. The implications are staggering. If the very terms used to describe the fate of the wicked don't inherently carry the fiery baggage of popular culture, what are we left with? Could it be that centuries of interpretation layered additional meanings onto words originally focused on the grave, destruction, and an end, as opposed to endless torment? This raises an even more profound question. How does this state, with its severe consequences, square with the character of a God the Bible repeatedly describes as loving, just, and seeking restoration? If the ultimate aim is reconciliation, does the very concept of eternal, hopeless punishment fit within that framework?